Hello everyone, this is Jeff Shin from SAP Training and Enablement. Today I'm going to talk about how SAP is accelerating user adoption of business applications by utilizing SAP Enable Now framework. SAP Enable Now framework is a new SAP's user adoption supporting strategy which is utilizing the software solution SAP Enable Now. And before we actually starting the product, let's just talk about how people learning. This is modern day. Modern day learning is not really learn to work, but it is actually learn at work. That is actually comparable with the children's learning bicycles in their early ages. So when your daddy is actually teaching you bicycle, they buy a bicycle and then teaching you how the bicycle is working, what is handle, what is pedal, and then what is brake, something like that. But that is just it's before you actually riding the bicycle. And then that we can say it is 10% of formal learning opportunity. And then on Saturday morning, your daddy is bringing you to the park, and then daddy is holding your bicycle and then asking you to ride. And with that trust, your daddy is actually holding your bicycle. You are just riding the bicycle by trusting you will not fall down, right? That is more like a contextual informal learning opportunity. We usually say in workplace collaborative learning. We can classify this one like a coaching or on-the-job training, which is mainly guided by your colleagues or your managers. And in many cases, people actually learn while they're working. They sometimes make mistakes. They sometimes are searching the documents and some kind of help, and they slowly catching up those skills, business skills, and then you reach to the point you want to actually executing the desired performance. And as you can see here, this is very famous running theory, modern day running theory, 70-20-10. 70% of your working knowledge and skill is actually achieved while you're working by yourself. It is mainly on the job experience. And then 20% of informal learning opportunity, it is actually helped by others, right? Because when your colleague or your manager is helping you in job execution, that means it is including the context. That is quite a quick onboarding process. And still we cannot omit this 10% of formal learning opportunities, because that is basically starting point. People need to onboard quickly so that they can start using the business applications or business processes so that they can perform. 90% of your job skills and knowledge development opportunities actually in informal learning opportunity. And we have to seriously asking how we are supporting this 90% of learning opportunities. SAP Enable Now is SAP's solution, which is end-to-end solution to collaboratively creating, managing, and delivering all these knowledge pieces to support all these aspects, including like performance supporting and informal learning opportunities and formal training as well. When you say informal learning opportunities, so 70% of job skill development opportunities, SAP Enable Now can provide guided process in application push notification that is actually pushing the bubble help on top of your business application and then guiding the users, and also reference materials so that people can actually access those contents and print out and using that one while they are executing their business process. And 20% of informal learning opportunity is more like a structured reference library, which is relevant to your business process, and user-generated contents. This SAP Enable Now is providing very quick recording tools to create quick documents, which is automating those screen capturing and your action capturing during your business application executions. And also we are converting that one into video so that people can distribute this video and people can easily accessing those information without having specific software. And then 10% of formal learning opportunity, typically it is happening in a project or before people working in their workplace. We can create a SCORM compliant or AICC compliant e-learning contents. And also you can create classroom training materials like a book, printable documents. And also during the formal learning opportunity, you have to push some quizzes and assessment. SAP Enable now is actually providing those materials as well. So by utilizing SAP Enable now, you actually can cover all these 70, 20, 10 knowledge and skills development opportunities in your organization. Now let's see how SAP Enable Now framework is helping user onboarding in SuccessFactors business applications. So typically people start using the application, they have a lot of confusions because the user interface itself is very much different from those applications they used to use. And SAP is providing web assistant technologies so that we can push those help to the end user screen, which is all individualized based on their request. It can be simple hotspot help, and also it can be guided help. The characteristics of this onboarding contents is very much instant. So when they need, the user need, and then we can actually push that one where they need. And also it is context sensitive. So the contents is very much relevant to that screen. And within the target application, the contents is not really coming from outside. It is embedded inside of a business application, which is SuccessFactors. And also those contents are not static contents. It is interactive user enablement contents, which is including document and video and some HTML5 simulation as well. This is an actual look in SuccessFactors web assistant contents. And as you can see in right side of the screen, we are pushing the carousel. This carousel is including all these guided tour tile and then learning application tile and some help contents tile as well. In this help contents, you can actually push some video and learning contents and document as well. So let's see how it really look like. You must be very familiar with this screen, SuccessFactors home screen. And upper right corner, you can see the rounded question mark, which is open help button. If you click this button, you can see this carousel is coming from right side of the screen. And in this screen, it doesn't have any help contents because SAP is providing this technology as a framework, and customer can add more tiles on their screen and the end users for onboarding. Now let's just go to some sample documents I created already for continuous performance. So this is the model. You can create some contents like this tile and also push some contents. We call this one tile and help contents, and you can push some video contents like this. Playing.
You can receive and respond to feedback immediately, allowing you to identify opportunities to grow professionally when the business needs it most, rather than waiting for an annual review.
Okay, and then demo contents. So demo content is created by using SAP Enable Now. This is a demo mode demo content so that end user can see the end-to-end process before actually they are doing some process in the screen. Like this. I'm not doing anything. This is self-running demo contents. Right, and then the other one is the tiles with some information. You can push some link as well in the screen so that you can provide some broader information for end user onboarding as well. And another option is what's new option. What's new option is to push some notification to the people whenever there is some changes in the software or screen or business process. By providing this orange color information, people can easily identify what is the existing, what's new information they have to pay attention to. So let's just close this one. And then next one is a guided tour. Guided tour is different from web assistant help. Web assistant help is tied to this hotspot. So based on this hotspot, you can find some information. But guided tour is more like a process, end-to-end process, guiding you through so that by following this one, you can finish your transaction. Let's just choose add activity, and by clicking this one is pushing some bubble help, and then you're following. This one is asking you to click add activity, and click next. This one is asking you to add descriptive activities. So let's say I'm trying to coach newcomer, so coaching the new employee. Next. And this one is asking me to select those status. Let's say it is a high, and then doing some extra informations and asking you to click save. After you click save, click next, and then this is done. So by doing that one, you can see the new activity has been added. So following this one, this guided help is really making you to complete the transaction. You can create this guided help as many as you can so that you can guide a different process in the transaction. And third one is learning. This learning is very much different from web assistant and guided tour. Web assistant and guided tour is very much screen level or transaction level. But in learning, this one is very much role-based end-to-end process, business process. For example, in this screen, when I click, this help is checking those screen ID and then suggesting relevant documents. That means it is narrowing down those searching categories so that people can access those contents immediately when they need. So if you click this on continuous performance management in SAP, the list of transactions which is related to this specific screen transaction. And in here, you can see two different icons. The print icon is to open printable documents. This is a printable documents SAP already created. So SAP success factors maintaining your activities and achievement on the company website like this. So all the screen capture nicely be done, and hotspots and step text. All these documents is comparable with those traditional user manuals, and then those user manual we used to spend a lot of resources during the project. Now not anymore. Customer doesn't need to create all these user manual and even this interactive simulation, because SAP is providing this interactive simulation and those nicely formatted user manual for free as a part of your product. So just to simply add SAP Enable now, then you can enjoy all these contents. Like this, choose add activity, and you have to enter new activity and enter. And this one is asking you to click save, but if you click some other place and this guy understand, hey, you're doing something wrong, do you want me to help you or try again and then go to next step? Let's try again. If you click save, if you following those guide, it is actually guiding you to next step so that you can proceed for next step. So following this one is quite useful so that you can learn while you are using the system. If you click Learning Center, now you can see there are 471 contents today. It's available, which is all 48 different roles. You can select different roles here, and by selecting different roles, this learning app is giving you a list of learning contents which is relevant for you. So all these contents are built by SAP. We have a dedicated team which is building all these contents for SuccessFactors, S4HANA, and C4HANA, and Ariba, and soon Concur as well. So this SAP Enable Now web assistant and embedded learning is basically SAP's standard in helping user onboarding. We saw how SAP Enable Now framework is helping SuccessFactors user onboarding in application. But what about those ongoing support? Because onboarding is only for the first time users. But once you know how to use the system and you still need some help, which is related to business process changes, or not only for success factors, or sometimes it is integrating to other systems as well. So now let's see how it is helping in ongoing process support. So this is structured learning contents. Usually we can say like a knowledge portal, and you can make this knowledge portal like a website. This one specifically for
I
success
have a secret
factors.
weapon and closed the deal.
I gave hundreds of people something
You
to
can push
smile
some
about. I created a
multimedia
killer new app.
contents, and also you can provide some ERP related contents or some other e-learning content and soft skill training as well. It is all structured like this, and then you can push some e-learning contents, soft skill training like this. And creating this content is not that much difficult. We have SAP Enable Now. This is Enable Now Producer, which is an authoring solution. You can create easily some e-learnings and simulations by adding some type of documents. In this specific case, I'm gonna just show you how we can create some e-learning contents quickly by converting your PowerPoint-based training contents. Let's see, this is my presentation. Currently, I am presenting. Let me just stop slideshow. And then many company, they have training materials in form of a PowerPoint slide. If you have your slide note like this, and SAP Nebula can easily converting that into SCORM or AICC compliant e-learning course, so that you can deploy from your learning management system, SuccessFactors learning management system, tracking those people's activities. And then you select all of them. Before that, let me save all of them and then go back to Enable Now, Tools, Import, PowerPoint as a book, and selected slide, click OK, and click OK. So it is 19 slides. So basically importing that 19 slide took only 15 seconds. Once you do that, and then you can select, and then you can convert all this slide note into the voice, because we are importing this slide and slide note separately, and you can convert that one into the voice, and then you can play.
Hello everyone, my name is Jeff Shin. Today we are going to talk about how SAP accelerate user adoption of success factors by utilizing SAP Enable Now. I am presenting today from Singapore.
See, this one is the text I actually edited.
How are people really
and
learning?
Then each screen you can
This is
add
modern
some
day,
messages,
assuming all the people learn what to do
so that you can actually convert that one
modern
into
day
the voice.
workplace learning is like when a kid is learning a bicycle.
Okay, once you create this one, and then you can go, and then you can publish this one to many different types, AICC, SCORM, or if you are using SuccessFactors running and then you can actually directly publishing this one to SuccessFactors learning management system, or you can create some executable learning content so that you can just zip it and then send it to the people so that people can learn with only browser. That's quite easy, and then you can create some training contents, serving for the classroom training. So for example, this one is SuccessFactors running the same contents website, and then it includes multiple learning courses like this. Each of these learning course, they have documents like this, and then you can combine this one automatically on the one folder, making these compound documents. Simply go and then click documentation and generate compound documents, and then you can bind all these sub contents into one MS Word file so that you can send it to your printer and making a training book. So level 2, and then other contents. As you can see, this is 40 pages documents. How is the multimodality of contents provided? So basically, as you can see, you can create all these classroom training materials and e-learning content so that you can use that content for end-user training during the project. And all these contents is created by using SAP Enable Now, and then it is nicely structured together with the standard contents SAP is providing. And all these contents also created by using SAP Enable Now can be deployed directly from SuccessFactors during those daily process. So making all these contents available in post go live user knowledge contents so that you can respond to those people changes, process changes, and business application changes. We call this one as a multimodality. Let's go to the conclusion. Now, what is the key benefit of SAP Enable Now? So you can increase user productivity quickly and improve data quality and process execution speed because you are helping the user, and by utilizing those collaborative features you can actually quickly create some quick recordings or quick videos or HTML5 simulations so that you can help your colleagues and reduce operating expenses and training costs by cutting support and help desk costs. Typically, after go live, you requires a lot of resources to support end user who is creating a lot of like a usability issues. But if you have some simulations and helping those people with a quick guide, and then it will reduce a lot of resources in supporting those users. So as you can see in Web Assistant, you can utilize those what's new and also tiles so that you can guide through all these end users whenever you have some changes in software and business process. So all these contents will be deployed in context, which means your needs or knowledge can be delivered in application screen. This SAP Enable Now is capturing those screen context, including screen ID, application ID, and object ID, and embedding that context information into the documents so that when user click help button, we match that context information with the user screen and we push those contents. It is already filtered. We call it context sensitive help, that accelerating user supporting process. And accelerating contents creation. Typically, all these simulation is automated process. The customer can reduce more than 90% of resources in creating traditional user manuals. Once you create user manuals, that is also converting into HTML5 simulation, which is a visual and accessible by many different mobile devices. That reduces a lot of efforts in delivery capabilities as well. This is my last slide. This is the link to the product information page and documentation for web assistant configuration and authoring, and also SAP Enable Now Info Center. SAP Enable Now Info Center is the place you can go and then find some free training, all the new product information and templates and samples as well. And for information, web assistant function is only supported by SAP Enable Now on-premise HANA database version or cloud version. If customer is using MS SQL version of SAP Enable Now, and then you have to upgrade to HANA database version. All right, that's all from my side, and hopefully this will be useful for you. And now let me just open the session for the questions.